you see, in our last class we all were dealing with monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, Punnett square. Now you see, basically if we round off Mendel's law, it can be simply divided into 1, 2 and 3. The first law is the law of dominance, the law of segregation, and the third is the law of independent assortment. Now what is the law of dominance? As you had seen, that if two traits are taken considered, now one that is repeatedly phenotypically or genotypically it is seen arriving in the phylales, that is known as the dominance. You see segregation, that means what? During the gamete formation, all the alleles, they just segregate. And what is the independent assortment? Means whatever gets segregated is recovered at the end of the generation. So these are the basic three laws. Okay, now what were the terms we had come across? Homozygous condition, the heterozygous condition. Okay, now the first thing is incomplete dominance. Now incomplete dominance and codominance, these are the two terms that was left in the last class. Incomplete dominance means what? If you see, focus here. Now here if you focus, now here you see, now one is a red color flower and the other is the white color flower. Okay, red and white, and here you get a complete different, that is known as the pink flower, that is in the first generation. Now if you go into the next generation, you get one red, two pink and one white. Okay, now here if you see exactly it is a third type, and that is not related to the parents. Now see, if you see here, now here it is, see, it was found that sometimes that F1 had a phenotypic that did not resemble either of the two parents and was in between the two. So the inheritance of flower color in this dog flower is a good example to understand the incomplete dominance. Okay, if it would have been complete dominance, it would have been complete red, but this pink means what? It is incompletely dominant. That means this is known as an incomplete dominance. Okay, now if we see the example, now the next comes is codominance. Okay, now you see now here you see codominance. Okay, now what is codominance? You see here the first F1 resembles either of the two parents or in between, that means incomplete dominance is there. But in the case of codominance, the F1 generation resembles both the parents. A good example is the red blood cells that determines ABO group. Okay, that means what? It is a contrast. For example, the first F1 generation will not resemble a single parent, but it would be in between the two parents, or in which that is known as the codominance. Okay, the example is ABO group. Okay, now you see this is the blood group type of the population, that this you have to go through it very carefully. Okay, now you see here again, now after incomplete and codominance, we come to the topic, the chromosomal theory of inheritance. What is chromosomal theory of inheritance? That means the chromosome is the genetic material, whether it is a DNA or an RNA, that is responsible for transfer of hereditary or the parental character to the offspring. Now you see the genes, what is the theory? Genes are located on chromosome. What is genes? Genes are characters. They are located on a chromosome. Chromosome is supposed to be a long string-like structure made up of DNA, and that we will be dealing with in a in the topic when we'll be dealing with chromosome structure. Now you see, if two genes, now we come to the situation of linkage and recombination. Now if you see, two genes are located on the same chromosome, we call it as linked gene. For example, these examples are not done with the Pisum sativum. It is done with Drosophila melanogaster, that is the fruit fly. Okay, and it was done by Thomas Hunt Morgan. Now why Drosophila melanogaster? Similarly, the generation, first generation, second generation, third generation, it is easy to multiply. And another thing is, it has got only 4 pairs of chromosome. See, the male Drosophila and the female Drosophila is easily distinguished. Their generation, they produce a large number of offspring, so you can get the variations also. Now another thing that we'll be dealing is if crossing over is there. You know, crossing over, that means genetic material or exchange. Now we find a new variety, and this is known as a recombinant gene. So this is the recombinant gene that produces recombinant, or the recombination of the DNA or the genetic material that produces variation in the offspring. Now here, now you have to focus here on the map. See how we deal with multiple alleles. Multiple alleles means if we take more than 2 characters, that is known as multiple alleles. Two gene already you have this you have learned. I had told you that dihybrid crosses. Okay, and it is a revision of your class 10 course also. In class 10 also you had that checkerboard, dihybrid cross. The genotypic ratio is in the first, that 9:3:3:1. Isn't it? So this is round and wrinkle. This is very important. You have to do it. The cross and the test cross, the ratios, what you get it. Okay, 9:3:3:1. That is the phenotypic ratio. But genotypic ratio is a very complicated one, and it is not beyond, and it is beyond your syllabus. Now this is law of independent assortment. This is also, you know, what is the independent assortment? I have already told you, isn't it? So, okay, dihybrid, they segregate, isn't it? Then independently assorted, that means one character that is inherited has no link with the others. Okay, now see, now we will be dealing with, if you can see, the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Okay, now the chromosomal theory of inheritance, see, the basic concept is gene. That was Mendel's factor. We had already said, see, genes, that is known as factor. It is a discrete unit. You see, discrete unit that controlled the expression of trait and the pair of alleles which did not blend with each other and not exempted by the contemporaries as a, see, theories are there, many people approve to it, many people may not approve to it, but ultimately you see here, this portion is very important. Now the discovery of the structure in the nucleus that appeared to double and divide just before the cell division was called the chromosome. The colored bodies as they were visualized by staining, and by 1902 the chromosomal movement, anaphasic movement, telophasic movement, what you have seen in your slides, meiosis has been worked out. So Walter and Sutton and Theodore Boveri, they noted the behavior of the chromosome as parallel to the behavior of gene, used chromosomal movement that explains Mendel's law. Okay, now we have see, and these chromosomal behavior were seen during mitosis, that is known as equivalent division. Okay, equivalent division, and during meiosis is known as reductional division. Now the important thing is to remember, as the chromosomes as well as gene occur in pairs, 2 pair of gene, they are located on the homologous side as well as homologous side, means same type of gene. Now here you can see in your figure, you see this is meiosis 1, 2 different, say they divide. This is the parent one, this is autosomes, this is sex chromosome. Now what happens? They replicate, that means they make copies of the 2. They open, they make copies. Now when these copies are there, see this, okay, tetrad formation. Now ultimately meiosis 2, they segregate again, they divide. See, one parent cell had this, one parent, and ultimately from one, these are the gametes that is in the germ cell. Okay, this is meiosis 2. Now this is very important. You see, this what you are seeing, the comparison between the behavior of chromosome and gene, that is very important. Number one, they occurs in pairs. Genes are also in pair. The chromosomes are also in pair. One thing you need to understand, that genes are situated on the chromosome. Segregation at the time of gamete formation such that only one of each pair is transmitted in the gamete. The segregation of gamete formation, and only each pair is transmitted to a gamete. Okay, now independent pairs are segregated. Now one pair is segregated independently in others, and this is how it is done. Now where do you find it is anaphasic movement? You have already seen in your slides, isn't it? Anaphase of meiosis 1, meiosis 2, the movements are there, and these are the things that independent assortment, all these, this you have to do it very nicely. Okay, clear? So this is how the chromosomal theory. See, Drosophila melanogaster, this is known as the fruit fly. The male and the female, you can see the male and the female can be easily distinguished. So this is also known as the Cinderella of genetics. And linkage and recombination also have seen. You see, Morgan attributed that due to the physical association, the linkage of two genes are coined the two terms. That means what? Two different characters are situated on a same chromosome. So those two characters that is situated on the same chromosome is known as linked gene. And what is recombination? The term recombination is described the non-parental gene combination. I said that this creates the variation of species. Okay, so that is, and that can be seen through gene mapping. That is known as genetic mapping. Okay. Now here you see, now this will illustrate very clearly. You see cross A, cross means crossing over. This is a parent yellow and white, and this is wild type. This one demarcates the male chromosome, and this is the female one. Now this is yellow body and white eye. Okay. And this is wild variety. Now you see, this is yellow bodied, white and miniature size. This is a wild variety. One, they are crossed. This you see, this one goes there, this one goes there. That means genetical recombination is there. That means genes get crossed over. So parental type is 98.7% and the recombinant type is 1.3%. That means this is a variation. They don't resemble exactly genetically in the F1 as we find it in the binary fissions. Okay, so generation 1 and generation 2. So this is very important, and this you have to go. See, results of two dihybrid crosses conducted by Morgan. Case 1 shows crossing between gene Y and W, and this crossing between W and M. Here the dominant wild type allele is present and the plus sign is subscribed, and the linkage. See, some are strongly linked and while others recessive one are slightly done. Okay, so in our next class we'll be dealing with sex determination. Okay, so go through it carefully.